Hey everybody, I know it's been a little while since we've done a greenhouse walkthrough, so I wanted to show you just how much work has been kind of going on behind the scenes. Check it out. This all got planted last week. There is literally several thousand hanging baskets in here, and we kind of play this game this time of the year. It's really expensive to heat all these greenhouses, especially with the snow and the ice and stuff that we had last week. So everything goes into these greenhouses. We put everything what we call pot tight. Everything is as tight together as we can because plants are not coming over the edge. So we're going to keep these pot tight for several weeks until they start reaching the edge, and then we're going to start spacing everything out. So I want to take you and show you some of the combinations that I've been putting together. Everything, you know, it's one thing to put them on paper and start kind of writing down this blue with this purple and this white with this pink. And all of it's starting to bloom in some of these greenhouses, and we get a chance to see all of those colors finally coming together. So come follow me, let's take a look. Okay, we were walking over to show you those basket combos, and I had to stop because we're working really hard. And when I say, I do this all the time with my kids, like I say, oh, we're all doing this now, I make my kids do it. We have some amazing people out here that are putting together all these basket combos. It's my job to kind of come up with a combo. But with all of our shade baskets, begonias take a long time to grow. This particular Plectranthus guacamole, you can see the different colors and stuff on there. It grows really fast. Impatiens take a little while to put together. Fuchsias need to be pinched, and all of them have different growth habits. So when you're creating a shade basket, we found that it's easier. We plant all of these plants up individually. We did that middle of January, 1st of January. All of these got planted. It's been a little over a month, so 4 to 6 weeks. They're starting to fill out. We put the first pinch on the fuchsia. The guacamole's also been pinched back. We have impatiens that are starting to grow. And so now all the combinations that I have, we're gonna take all these individuals, we're gonna pot them up, place them into the pots, and that's what, I mean, it's a lot of work, but they're going through now and starting to put all of this together. There's also a little peachy begonia that goes into this combo. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of effort, and these won't be ready until mid-April, 1st of May, but when it is, it's going to be spectacular. Okay, so it's been several weeks since we were in here last, and it is amazing how fast things move along. So some of these plants I've never seen before. This is a fairly new Calibrachoa. I think it came out a year or two ago. It's called Rainbow Bermuda Blue. And look at the color. Isn't that so pretty? This is Proven Winner's new petunia this year. It's called Supertunia Tiara Pink. And so I really think the blue and the pink together are going to be spectacular. And Jessica, back up. We're gonna go over here. There's a lot of baskets out here. So these are all of our city baskets, the 10-gallon baskets that go to cities from as far south as Six Flags in California, Vallejo, California, to as far north as Bellingham, Washington, throughout the Seattle area. This is that Tiara Pink. And I want to show you what that blue, but this is Blue Tiara from Proven Winners. And look at these two together. So pretty. And one of the things that I'm out here all the time. It's one of my favorite things to do is kind of walk through here, see how these colors come together, and I'm also watching how the plants grow. Pink Tiara is really spreading right across the basket. You can see these long fingers coming out. Let me show you. This is that Bermuda Blue we were just looking at, and you can see the long fingers coming out of Tiara Pink, while Tiara Blue seems to be a little more bushy, a little bit more compact. And so I'm kind of watching, and that kind of helps me figure out how to make new combinations and which plants to pair them with. And I'm really happy with, this is that blue Calibrachoa and that pink Tiara Petunia. I think that combination is going to be so pretty. And I love to see all these colors coming together, and there's so much more. Here's a couple other new Calibrachoas. Whenever I do something new, I don't do a lot of them. I kind of want to check to see what they look like. So this is a new series called Calico, Frankenberry, and this is Calico Dreamland. Two brand new that I actually had never tried before. And look at this, is the Frankberry. I really like how it has that kind of white edge right around the very outside of the petal with the light pink, dark pink, and a little bit of the yellow throat. Really pretty. It does seem to be growing pretty kind of upright, moundy. And when you pair it with this other blue one, I think those two are going to be really nice. Another blue and pink combination, but I like how they have the yellow throat. Both of them have matching yellow throats. They both seem to have really nice growth habits. When you're trying to figure out and put plants together, usually when you stick with plants within a series, this Cauloco series, you're going to find plants that are pretty similar in terms of growth habits. So they're going to play nice to each other. You have to be careful when you start playing with other things. That's where it takes a little more time, trying to figure out how vigorous they are, what direction they're going to grow, how fast they're going to grow, how long they're going to get. All of those things come into play, I think, to make the perfect hanging basket. But come on, there's so many more. These are all of our window boxes. I use these window boxes to put on the top of the greenhouses and the gutters around the farm, on top of the barn, on top of the pergolas throughout the driveway. I use these window boxes as an opportunity to showcase to you what some of the new combinations that I think are going to be the stars of the year. I also use it for some of our tried and true varieties. This is Vista bubblegum right here. You cannot go wrong with this petunia. It is the most vigorous, most beautiful, floriferous, longest lasting beast of a petunia on the market. I always do a combination with this, and I always put it up on the window boxes right as you pull in the parking lot because it makes such this big, giant display. I've used other Vistas here with it. Vista Jazzberry, Vista Paradise. This year, I'm going to pair it with Violet Eye Superbina, a really pretty verbena that was going to keep up with the petunias. And I'm also using a Tradescantia. You can find it by different names, Purple Queen, Purple Heart. I love to use this in full sun because it really adds a contrasting texture to the basket. This is an easy one, right? This is one that will work good every year. But right next to it, this is actually Proven Winners. This is my play on Proven Winners Combo of the Year. I added some things to it to make it a little fuller, a little fancier. Their combination of the year this year has Over Easy Super Bells, Goldilocks Biddens, and it has a lantana that's just starting to bloom. Let's find the tag here. Luscious Basket Tangelo. Really pretty. The thing with lantana is it takes a while, especially in the Northwest. It likes it really warm, so it takes a while for it to warm up. I always hesitate planting it early because, as you can see, like in these window boxes, it just kind of sits here for a while. It'll eventually take off, but it takes a while. The same thing with Ipomoea's potato vines. The one that I'm using this year in this combination is called Medusa. It has a really fine cut leaf look to it, but they just take a while for them to get going. They really like a lot of light. They really like a lot of heat. But I've paired it in this combination. I've also added some Kufia Vermillionaire just to give it that spice right out of the top. And I think it'll be really pretty. I'm excited to see the whites and the yellows and the oranges all play together. Some of these things are going to take a little while longer to grow in the Northwest, but it'll still be fun. I've also, let me show you a couple other new ones. I get Jessica to like spin around in a circle around here. This is Mini Vista Indigo. And indigo is not purple, it's not blue. It almost has like a shade of brown to it, which I think is really pretty. And I really love it with Saffron Finch. The two together are so pretty. And so I started with that base, and then I'm adding textures and colors to it. So another yellow, I've added in the Sunbergia yellow. For another blue, if I get a little pinch here so you can see it. This is Scaevola Whirlwind Blue. See that fan flower right there? So you add more yellows, more blues. And then a little bit of Creeping Jenny. And with these 5, I think you're gonna have yellows, blues, all together into one mixed ball that's going to be spectacular. So excited by it. Brand new combination we're trying this year. And every day I come out here and there's more things blooming. There's a couple other new plants that are just starting to bloom that I wanna show you. All right. So I was walking Jessica down to show this new geranium. And we started walking by here and I'm like, shoot. Sometimes we get so busy planting things and none of them are blooming. You're just going by the name on the tag, or sometimes people get excited and grabbing things. And we made a mistake. And I want to know what you think, because personally, I'm half tempted to rip these apart and redo them because I don't think it looks good. But hey, I'm humble enough to say that I'm not the one that knows everything here. This is what the combo is supposed to look like. It's supposed to have Super Bell's double orange, Super Bell's double amber, and then it has this chocolate creeping Jenny that kind of ties the two together. Pretty, right? I like things that all play nice, look good. And I'm walking by and this table right next to it is starting to bloom Super Bell's Smitten Pink and Super Bell's double orange. And to me, orange and pink no, I don't like it at all. Somebody grabbed the pink by mistake, and you don't know until they all start to bloom. And you go, so do I pull it apart? Do I let it go and see if anybody likes pink and orange? Let me know. All right, we hopped over to another greenhouse. These are actually some of the very first baskets that we planted, and you can see the difference, right? Remember how we were talking about keeping everything pot tight? These are now all starting to kind of reach the edge of it, the pot, and we're gonna start spacing them. And a lot of these are really starting to bloom and come alive now. We have, this is some more of the blue tiara, pairing it with Super Bell's Over Easy, and ooh, Black Velvet Verbena, that's this guy right here, not quite ready to bloom yet, but coming along. This was in our custom hanging basket class last year. I always like to watch the combinations that people put together. This was one that somebody put together last year, and it is one of my top favorites now. I had to put it kind of first in line, and check that out. This is Petunia Arizona Sky and Calibracoa Biolicious, and the two together, whew, I think that is so pretty. Biolicious is like this perfect blue, and it really jumps out. And I know I've been talking about a lot of blue, so I want to show you a couple other color patterns and schemes that I put together that I think are really pretty. This is a osteosperm that was new last year. It's called Twilight Moon Autumn Mystery. I think this combination is going to be great. I did a few of them last year. I'm so happy that I did more of them this year. And you can see everything slowly starting to come together. Speaking of Autumn Mystery, I want to show you another one that goes well with this. This was a new petunia last year as well, for me anyway. It's called Tea Flamingo. And look at that kind of beige throat to it with light pink on the outside, and you pair the two of these together. Such a pretty combination. I also put some chocolate Jenny, a little bit of a kind of a, it's called Pink Hawaii. It's a yellow with purple throat to it, Calibracoa. The three of those together are such a pretty combination. I was just out here the other day. In fact, I was out here this morning. There wasn't as much of this blooming. You can see all the Calibracoa baskets up above that are starting to bloom. This is another really cool petunia. This is Amazon Plum Cockatoo. It's a very unusual petunia. You can kind of see the purple throat with the green splotches with the white. It's cool petunia, right? The flower itself was cool. And so I spent some time last year playing with it, and this year you'll find it with a little bit of yellow. The other one that really surprised me that I'm pairing it with this year, this is Crystal Sky. And I think it has kind of a crazy pattern and a really pretty combination. There's a brand new plant this year that's called, it's an ageratum. Ageratums have been out for a long time. This one is called Monarch. It attracts butterflies. So I paired that blue flower with these other purple flowers. I saw it in a trial garden and it was gorgeous. We were talking this morning, we're always talking about colors, right? What colors are you gonna pair? And the Pantone color of the year this morning we were talking about, it's kind of a like mauve brown kind of. which you would think, meh, like brown, how are you gonna do that in plants? Well, let me show you. It's hiding over here in the corner. It's kind of a brown potato vine with a brown chocolate Jenny, right? So we're getting our brown tones from there. And then that indigo, Mini Vista Indigo, I think there's a little bit of brown in that blue to me, and I think that pairs really nice. And I pulled in that Autumn Mystery, which again, I think this is a really rich, kind of classic looking color combo, that brown and blue. I saw it again in a trial basket last year and really, really liked it. There's so many things that are starting to bloom. Every day I love coming out here and seeing all the combinations come together. If you have a combination that you really like, put it in the comments. I'd love to hear what's worked for you, well for you. Better yet, throw a picture in there. I'd love to see it. Follow along. Each week, Jessica and me are gonna be taking walks out back, seeing things as they grow. There's some really, really fun things that are coming in this week that I can't wait. So make sure you subscribe, follow us on YouTube, and join us for the ride this spring.